is an ordinary and common word to many across the world. Peace can be a complicated action enshrined into many differences and extraordinary ideals. Let's bring in Professor Mehmet Sukru Guzel, the founding president of the Center for Peace and Reconciliation Studies. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Dear Dr. Rosario, it's my honor again to meet with you, and I'm really honored to be with you in this program.
Okay, let's start the Global Affairs Insider. Tell us about the Center for Peace and Reconciliation Studies. What is the mission, vision of your organization, and what motivates you to establish such a good think tank or academic think tank organization that is currently based in Geneva, Switzerland?
Dear Dr. Rosario, to tell the truth, it happened by itself. I mean, it's an independent and neutral think tank organization. But I have to mention one thing. I mean, there is so much inflation of think tank organizations. And let's say today think tanks organizations are making a kind of lobbying, making a kind of proxy wars between the multipolar world, or for the benefit of the states under the command of some foreign ministries, and also some are made for backdoor diplomacy. But the concept, in fact, originated independent, neutral people to think not as bureaucrats. When we really go to the origin of it, it's the tanks are prepared against the bureaucrats by the states, because sometimes the bureaucrats, as of their nature, and the most dangerous element I define bureaucrats as the real enemy of the states, because the bureaucrats are individuals and their position in the state is sometimes resulted as preparing false reports. And so they need someone independent, not bureaucrats, and this is from the academicians or different kind of people, to create objective, realistic reports for the states. But it changed to be an industry. Now, human rights issue is an industry, peacemaking becomes an industry, and weaponization of human rights subject to the foreign policy is an industry. I can give an example from Philippines. Inside the UN, how it's used as a weapon in the past against Philippines. You know, the war against drugs. Some people define subject to the foreign policy of Philippines as genocide, which has got nothing to do, but they make campaigns. But when there is a change of the government, the case is stopped because there was no genocide. But it is a kind of, how can I say, a mechanism of earning money on dirty politics for the weaponization and naming and shaming policy. And on my side, it resulted after so many years of working, because I worked in many different NGOs accredited to United Nations and different think tank organizations, but I always have my own policy for different subject of matters which make the states angry, especially when there are two parts of states in a conflict or a non-international armed conflict. I make everybody angry, so I need a think tank my own to go on through. I can say that maybe I should mention also I was nominated till this time 4 times for the Nobel Peace Prize. And for example, on Kashmir issue, I make Pakistan and India angry. And I was nominated on Iraq. I found a mistake in Article 140 of the Constitution of Iraq, and which is a legalized future civil war by the United Nations Security Council. When they define it as disputed territories for the ownership of the 4% of the world petroleum. This is a good reason for a war. And I proved this article to be, under the UN Charter, originated from the League of Nations written text of unilateral declaration of independence of Iraqi Kurdistan, which is constitutional, and it cannot change the political equality of the states. What happened? I at that time wait that I was being loved by everybody, but everybody hated me because you make shame on Iraq because the constitution was accepted. The Iraq Constitutional Court accepted this legal. I proved this to be wrong. And some other states who are beneficial for a potential future war, and also for the regional powers or part to the future self-determination, not self-determination referendum. It's a kind of referendum for the ownership of the territory. So when you nullify everything, you become somebody's, not somebody's. If you become a somebody's target, this is something good. But you can become target of everybody when you ask for the rule of law. So I decided to have my own think tank organization. Thank you, dear Dr. Rosario.
Okay, so given the complexity of differences around the world, how do you wish the Center for Peace and Reconciliation Studies will pivot peace cooperation in the global community?
This is the most important point. I'm trying to change the future of the world, and I'm trying to prevent the world. I can give from last year what I am doing. On Palestinian issue, now in the world there are three legal theses. One, the legal thesis of Israel and its supporting states, including the US and the West. And the second, the supporter of Palestinian states legal thesis and its supporter states, Russia and China. And third belongs to me. I'm the only one. And I prove that the two legal theses are totally wrong. And I found a mistake in one of the UN Security Council resolutions with the number 242 of 1967, and a wrong word. The UN Security Council bypassed its powers and used a wrong word, which resulted as accepted as legal the territories of Israel before 1967 war as legal. But I proved that there is an international wrongful act of the UN Security Council in that resolution, and moreover, now I proved, and it's legally accepted, no one could oppose that the Israel boundaries are created subject to an international treaty between the UN and the UN Security Council. That is the Declaration of Independence given to the UN Security Council with the defined boundaries of Israel as written in the UN General Assembly Resolution 181. I'm the first person to say this. And also till this time, everybody is saying that General Assembly resolutions are recommendations and they cannot be binding. And also I proved that because the General Assembly Resolution 181, even it is a recommendatory, because the United Kingdom as a colonizer power and given asked for help subject to Chapter 11 of the UN Charter on non-self-governing territories or the trusteeship system, that when the recommendation was accepted by the United Kingdom, the General Assembly resolution becomes binding to the UN Security Council. Because when the United Kingdom accepted the recommendation, it also becomes an international treaty. And the UN Security Council has no power to change any territory by its own. It means the violation of the UN Charter. So this can be an example of how I try to do it. But again, I say, I am alone, neutral, and now Israel and supporter states hate me on this Palestinian issue on my academic work. Palestinian state and supporter states also hate me, including Russia and China, because I proved their wrongful error. And they cannot say for the Palestinian state that the Palestinian state cannot say that, sorry, we make a mistake for the last 70 years to Palestinian citizens. And this is as well for the foreign minister of Russia, China, included my country, because they still say so. But I do believe that I will bring peace to the Palestinian issue with the legal binding work of mine. And this is, how can I say it? When you try to bring peace in peaceful ways, not part of any aim of the states, and the thing is that when you try everybody to win, everybody hates you. But at the end, I do believe honesty is the best policy, and secondly, the legality will gain its position. But in this world, how can I say it? It's a kind of we don't have a world war, but we are. Some people say that we are a kind of in a war with war. Things can be hard, but the important point, with the spirit of the UN Charter and UN legal system, we can create peace subject to the legal objectives, rule-based order, and of course with humanity.
Professor Mehmet Sukru Guzel, founding president of the Center for Peace and Reconciliation Studies, thank you.
Dear Dr. Rosario, many thanks for the invitation. Thank you very much.
This is Dr. Reyron del Rosario. That's the Global Affairs Insider. Follow us to our next episode only here in IPDCI News Channel.